Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortenta Carty.
It's Friday, otherwise known as
Friday. Go ahead.
But it is Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not Friday around here.
Oh, it is. It's not. What is it?
Friday. Yay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So how are you feeling today? I know you are excited for today, so how are you?
Actually, I was excited for Saturday, so I still am excited for Saturday. How about that?
All right, okay. Whatever's happening on Saturday, keep the excitement going. We begin the morning with the latest in local news. Brantley appointed leader of the opposition. This from SKN Vibes. With the first parliament set to sit later this month, Nevis Premier Mark Brantley has been appointed leader of the opposition in the National Assembly. Confirmation was made in a post-cabinet statement stating that the cabinet was informed that the parliamentary representative for Nevis 9, the Honourable Mark Brantley, was appointed leader of the opposition by the Governor-General on Monday, October 10th. Brantley, the leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM, commands the majority of elected members of the opposition, where his party holds 3 of the 5 seats on the opposition side of the political aisle. During an interview with Freedom FM, Premier Brantley explained that he indeed commands the majority of the opposition members and they had supported him in being the leader. Brantley's parliamentary career started at the National Assembly as opposition leader in August 2007, following his success in the by-election on Nevis in 2007. He served in that position until 2015. As leader of the opposition, Brantley pledged that he would continue to engage in mature and meaningful debate in pursuit of advancing the country and people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Congratulations, Mr. Brantley. Do well in Parliament.
All right. Moving on, this from Win Media SKN. Orvis Pogson was sentenced to a whole life term for the murder of 2 sisters, Naomi Finch and Jamelia Finch, on October 19, 2022. On March 1, 2018, Orvis Pogson, 34 at the time, murdered 19-year-old Naomi Finch and 20-year-old Jamelia Finch. Pogson pleaded guilty on April 12 to manslaughter. However, the Director of Public Prosecutions at the time did not accept the guilty plea of manslaughter, and the matter proceeded to trial, where he was convicted of the double murder. Pogson was convicted in July after the jury returned a unanimous guilty verdict on both counts of murder. Pogson was the boyfriend of the younger sister, Naomi Finch.
Empathies and sympathies to the families, and may this bring some form of comfort to them as their families continue to rest in peace. Economic sustainability, a priority at the 72nd meeting of the OECS Authority. This from Win Media. The heads of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, are meeting in Montserrat at the 72nd meeting of the OECS Authority to tackle critical issues pertinent to the region. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, highlighted the Citizen by Investment, the CBI programs of the region that were under fire by the United States of America and the European Union earlier this year after Russia invaded Ukraine. The Prime Minister stated that the programs should not be undervalued. He also informed that the new administration in the Federation intends to continue investment in the CBI program. Additionally, the Prime Minister shared plans to divert from the Federation's economic and financial dependence the country has had on the CBI program over the past decade. During his address, Prime Minister Drew also stated that the OECS should work towards strengthening regional institutions. He noted that individual failures to implement decisions by the OECS undermines the authority. Prime Minister Drew stated that his final statement relates to, and quote, the need for us to take action to strengthen our regional institutions, end quote. These include, but are not limited to, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority, and the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority. Prime Minister Drew concluded failure to implement decisions undermines the strong foundations of the OECS. That's a mouthful.
Yes, definitely so. But important information, indeed.
Yes.
All right, so this is where we will leave you for the time being. We'll be back in a moment with more of the latest. Stay tuned.
So you mentioned something about a lump.
Babe, I just felt something on the left side of your breast. Tell me if you feel it.
Do you do your self-breast examinations monthly?
No, I don't.
Well, women are supposed to examine their breasts once monthly. Let me show you how. When at home, you can check while standing in the shower or while lying down. Simply place a pillow under your right shoulder and your right arm behind your head. Using your left hand, move the pads of your fingers around your right breast, gently covering the entire breast area and armpit. Use light, medium, and firm pressure. Squeeze the nipple and check for discharge and lumps. I did find a lump in the upper left breast. I am not sure what this means. Therefore, I need to refer you to the DMO, or you can see your private physician. The doctor is going to examine you and recommend an ultrasound or a mammogram. Listen, not every lump is cancer. 80 to 85% of the time, the lumps found are benign. That means they are non-cancerous. Lumps in the female breast or armpit can be non-cancerous tissue growth or fluid buildup, or a number of things that can present themselves at various times. But sometimes it's a sign of cancer. That is why I am referring you to see the doctor.
Okay, nurse. Thanks for your help.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue now with the latest in regional news. This from Loop Caribbean. The Grenada government on Wednesday said it is moving ahead with plans to have October 19th declared a public holiday to commemorate the 1983 killings of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and several members of his cabinet, leading to the collapse of the left-wing People's Revolutionary Government, PRG. In addition to Bishop and his cabinet colleagues killed in the palace coup orchestrated by his deputy, Bernard Coard, several civilians died at Fort Rupert, now renamed Fort George. Addressing a flag-raising and wreath-laying ceremony where the killings took place 39 years ago, Culture Minister Ron Redhead said that the Dickon Mitchell administration, which came to office following the June 23rd general election this year, believes that to move the country forward in a profound manner, the events of October 1983 must be addressed. He told the ceremony, quote, "We must address the healing of our nation. To this end, the government will use this opportunity to propose a series of actions geared towards promoting national healing from the demise of the revolution," end quote. He added, quote, "Next year, Grenada will remember and recognize all the days of the tragic ending from the 19th to the 25th with a week of activities," end quote. Minister Redhead added that October 19th rather would be declared a public holiday.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, so
I actually went to Fort George, well, it's renamed Fort George now, where I saw the bullet holes in the walls and the basketball pool and everything. So I stood in the place where Maurice Bishop was assassinated. So very proud of that. And the airport is even named in his honor. So that's good that they're going to have a holiday in his honor as well. Very good. We continue now with international news. This from BBC. Liz Truss has resigned as Prime Minister of the UK after 45 days in office, marked by turmoil, triggering the second Tory leadership election in 4 months. Ms. Truss said her successor would be elected by next week. Her resignation came after a rebellion by Tory MPs who forced her to quit. Boris Johnson, former Prime Minister, is among the MPs considering bids. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has ruled out. Tories MPs revolted against mistrust after a series of U-turns on her economic plan sapped her of authority. In a brief speech outside Downing Street, Ms. Truss said the Conservative Party has elected her on a mandate to cut taxes and boost economic growth. But given the situation, Ms. Truss said, and I quote, "I recognize that I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party," end quote. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer and other opposition parties called for an immediate general election following Ms. Truss' resignation speech. Ms. Truss said she would remain in post until a successor formally takes over as party leader and is appointed Prime Minister by King Charles, while Mr. Hunt, appointed Chancellor last week, will not challenge for the leadership. None of the candidates who stood against Ms. Truss in the previous contest has indicated whether they would stand. The Prime Minister turnover in the UK is, I can't find a word.
Yeah, I don't think they were
fast.
Definitely so. All right, moving on to a check of our local weather. It is going to be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. The high today is 90 degrees and there's a low of 73 degrees. So it's going to be a very hot one. Be sure to take cover and enjoy the air conditioning if you can.
Go to the beach.
So there is your hourly forecast. Take a look at that. And on the other side of the break, we will be talking with Michelle Jacobs, Student Support Officer in the Ministry of Education, all about an interesting survey taking place in the OECS. Stay tuned for that. We'll be back in a second.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone left the fish and the sand. You should run, run, run to higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami I come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see, Sammy.
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone left the fish and the sand. You should run, run, run to higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N. Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
A national child disability and special needs survey is currently being administered in the member countries of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, and that includes St. Kitts and Nevis. Today's first guest, Michelle Jacobs, Student Support Officer in the Ministry of Education, is joining us to give us some details on this survey. Good morning, Ms. Jacobs. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right.
I'm all right. Thanks.
Good. I'm very glad that you are here. So we're going to begin talking about the survey. First of all, we want to know, what is PEARL, P-E-A-R-L?
Okay, PEARL is an acronym for, let me see if I can, a program which is done by the OECS, a program for educational advancement and relevant learning. We know after COVID, we had, setbacks in education across the OECS, and so the OECS is doing several projects to enhance the learning of our students.
Mm-hmm. So what is the primary purpose of the Pearl Send survey?
The Pearl survey is more now geared at looking at students with special educational needs and how we can better reach and cater for the needs of those students in the school systems across the OECs.
I have a follow-up question. Is this Pearl sent only for the students at the Cotton Thomas Primary or?
No.
Okay.
The survey is aimed at not just students, but parents, teachers, community workers, healthcare practitioners. So it's for a wide variety of persons because it's gathering information so that we can look at how we can improve the services that we already have and get more that can make it even better and more effective for students with special education needs.
So what type of data is the survey designed to collect?
Well, it's collecting information on the types of disabilities that are out there, the special educational needs that need to be addressed, the resources that are needed to address those concerns, facilities, both human and physical resources. So it is trying to get us to understand where we are at now and where we need to be in the not too distant future in catering to the needs of students with special needs.
So is it safe to assume then that the data itself would be used to inform policy, to guide education?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that we can make things better for our students with special needs so that they can be productive citizens across the region.
Interesting.
You mentioned who the survey would target, but can you get like to the specific? Is it just a student that will benefit from the overall collection of the data?
No, the data that is being collected is for us as policymakers to actually look at what we have and what we need to get. To make sure that students get the best, because we're looking at equality across the system. And at present, I know for us in St. Kitts Nevis, our students, we try as best we can. However, these resources are limited. Example, the human power. Persons who are trained in areas that you can make sure that students with special needs get the best, it's lacking. Both in our special schools, because training is something that is vital. So when we collect this information, we can look to see how much training we can access so that our teachers can be better equipped to work with students that may enter their classrooms.
Right. So when is the deadline for completion of the survey? You're not, okay, but it's going on right now, so that
yes,
gives
it's going
everyone
on now. Oh, it's the end of this month.
End of this month.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And how can persons participate? Do you go out and you reach them where they are, or do you just ask people to fill the survey out?
The survey it's a link actually that you can disseminate. The school population, it was a pilot. We picked some of the schools. It wasn't all the schools that were involved. They had a certain number because it's a regional effort. They gave us all numbers so that this target population is what they're looking at. I know for the students with special needs, I think it was about 80 plus that they needed. At the primary level, there was another percentage for the primary school level and another percentage for the parents. So you have students in schools with special educational needs in our regular schools. And so there was a percentage that was needed. And so they gave us the schools, they picked the schools that they wanted us to send that information to. We had to alter it because the numbers that they were looking for, we couldn't get them in those 2 schools or 3 schools at the time. So we added a few others. So it's just a pilot, a selection, from different schools. When it comes to the community personnel and the health practitioners, it can be anybody. So if the information comes to you, you're encouraged to do it, fill out the survey as best you can and as honestly as you can, and send it in.
I'm sorry.
Jim.
No, thank you. I'm just curious. In terms of the schools, were there private schools and public schools represented both? Schools on Nevis as well, if you're aware? Or?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
They selected mostly the public
schools.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's within your domain of control directly anyway, so makes sense.
So once you would have collected all the information that is required, how long would it take before, how should I say, the information is presented to the public as to these are our findings?
Well, I'm hoping we are getting step-by-step feedback as to the progress of the process.
Okay.
We have identified some facilitators, both in St. Kitts and Nevis, that is monitoring the process. We have a committee set up that we are actually ensuring that the different parts and in different needs that they're asking us for are met.
Okay.
And so they are giving us feedback as to how much percentage we have already completed. The last set of information I saw, we had 20-something% of our special needs population students have already been doing the survey. Some of them, as I said, it's a link, so you can just go, once you receive the link, you can open it up because it's an online thing. And for some, if you don't have the online, there's a paper and somebody comes and does an interview and your answers. And we've had some reluctance because, some persons, they're not too familiar with special needs.
Okay.
It's a reality. A lot of persons do not know much about special needs. And a lot of people think that a special need is just something that you see, but some of them are very hidden. And so they really do need to be identified. And that's one of the challenges of our system as well. We have children with special needs, but they're not identified or diagnosed. And so that has posed another, and again, that information, once we can see how we can get that information, it makes it better for us to identify, diagnose, know the processes in getting to where we need to be.
Yeah.
And of course, a better overall education system.
Yes.
And that's the objective.
Yes.
All right, so we'll be back in a moment with Michelle Jacobs. Stay tuned, everyone.
Welcome to another Infused Friday, and we have another amazing infused water recipe for you today, which is mango, papaya and pineapple. So let's get into just some of the benefits of this fine selection of fruit. Mango juice is full of potassium and magnesium, the two compounds that regulate blood pressure in the body. Consuming mango juice daily can help one keep fit and maintain blood pressure and keep hypertension in check. Drinking mango juice also makes sure there is enough fluid in the body to keep it balanced. Did you know that mangoes are good for your eyes, improves immunity, great for digestion, helps fight cholesterol and may burn fat and reduces acne? Papayas contain high levels of antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin E. Diets high in antioxidants may reduce the risk of heart disease. The antioxidants prevent the oxidation of cholesterol. When cholesterol oxidizes, it's more likely to create blockages that lead to heart disease. And finally, pineapple, rich in vitamin C and manganese, which promotes healthy bones. Pineapple is packed with disease-fighting antioxidants. Thanks to the antioxidants, pineapple has cancer-fighting properties. In addition, pineapples can aid digestion and assist in weight loss. Now for the ingredients. You need 1/4 cup of papaya, 1 cup of mango, 1/4 cup of pineapple, 1/2 cup of ice and 12 ounces of cold water. Directions: wash fruits well, chop and slice ingredients and add to a large jar or jug of iced water. Stir and serve in tall glasses. Refreshing. Add more to your H2O. Check out the Facebook page every Friday for refreshing infused water recipes.
Welcome back. We continue our discussion with Michelle Jacobs, Student Support Officer at the Ministry of Education. So Michelle, can you tell us why has it been this long before this program came about to identify the special needs of students who may be attending regular school?
Well, for me, I think for us in St. Kitts and Nevis, I can say COVID is the reason why it has come to where it is now.
Okay.
We have always been catering to the needs of special students with special needs all along. However, not on the scale that we would like to have it. We've had a school for special children for over 20 years. However, I know across the region, and having spoken to some other islands, we are doing pretty well, but can do much better.
Okay.
And so with the COVID onset, we saw a lot of issues coming out, especially with children with special needs. We saw children with special needs unleashed on our regular school systems because there was the screening process that usually happens was compromised.
Okay.
And so a lot of students ended up in the regular primary schools. And so it was a plus because then it made teachers more aware. And when we look at some of them, children with special needs can be in the regular classroom with their peers once our teachers are equipped. And that's a part that I am hoping that this survey will bring out, that we do need training and we do need the resources that are needed to ensure that children can succeed, not just be in the classrooms, but succeed in those classrooms. We've had success stories over the years where students with special needs come right through the school system and achieve some level of success.
Yes.
And so we just want to see it on a larger scale, not the one-off hit and miss, but intentional progress for our students with special needs. So at this stage, I guess we can say the time is ripe for it to happen.
Good stuff.
I can only imagine, obviously you're speaking to the benefits of having children with special needs, in school systems with, other children. I can only imagine the challenges that might also present for you and also for the teachers in case, there are certain things that are not diagnosed. You mentioned that the screening process wasn't, say, as effective if it was implemented at all because of COVID. So in terms of your work in facilitating student support and also helping teachers to address these issues, what can you tell us about that? How difficult or beneficial has it been because of these things?
Well, benefits is that more persons are asking for help. More children are being pinpointed, aiming at getting help for them. The downside that the workload has gotten way more.
You travel a lot.
So, yes, it's now pulling me in all directions. So it would be nice to have an assistant right about now.
Okay.
However, I can see the positives of it in that persons are more open now in asking for help and reaching out, because for me as a student support officer, I expect teachers to be calling me. However, I'm also getting calls from parents, which is good, because at least now parents are a little more open and accepting of, yes, my child may be different, but they can get help.
Yes.
And that's where we want to reach. Not just for teachers to be identifying, but parents knowing what their children are going through, what they're struggling with. And some of them, when you dig into the history, some of the parents themselves have these struggles, but just never noticed or were never addressed. And so it is good for the children now that they can access help so that they can be successful in whatever environment they find themselves.
So if the survey leads you to get an assistant or two, I'm all for it.
I'm hoping.
Indeed. So you said most of the children's problems were identified during COVID, right? Was this because of the online schooling?
Well, I wouldn't say most of it, but some were highlighted.
Okay.
The online system, yes, brought it out, and it also highlighted the struggles that some of them, because they might have known about them, but the struggle wasn't as real because the online situation and the in-person situation, they are completely different.
Really?
Some children embraced the online, others, it was hell for them.
Yeah.
And so we going forward, we have embraced what we call a hybrid situation where we can't completely say, okay, COVID is gone, and so therefore let's dump away the. We can't go back to what was.
Yes.
So we have to teach the children now to appreciate both.
Yes.
Because we have to be using both. And some children with special needs, they gravitate to the technology. They love it.
Yeah.
Others, they may never get it. And so you still have to find that middle ground.
Yes.
So it did show up some of the issues, but you know, as you say, you work with them, you roll with the punches.
Yes.
Absolutely right. So as you continue to collect data, of course, it's important to remind our viewers of the importance of participating in the Pearl Sand survey. There's your camera. Make your plea.
Well, what I would like to tell the public is, if you get that link, please assist us in getting the information collected as honestly as you can. You may not know much of what you're being asked, but try. Because the information is very important for us, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, but across the region, in ensuring that our students who will become adults in the not too distant future, because time is not waiting on anybody, but we have to make sure that we make the best for all of them. As we say, no child should be left behind. We have education for all, and we have to be, and the ministry's motto is education for all, embracing change, securing the future. And we have to do that. Whether we like it or not, the future is now. And so therefore, please, as much as you can, if you're a healthcare practitioner, community worker, parent, student, I'm appealing to you. If you get the survey, please, as much as possible, help us to help our students with special needs. And they're not only in our special schools, they are also in our regular schools. And so therefore, we have to learn to help everybody.
Everyone, indeed.
Michelle Jacobs, thank you so much. Student Support Officer, very important work. Thank you for shedding light on what you do and this very important survey.
Thank you for having me.
Our
You're
pleasure.
welcome. Come again soon.
We'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
As the issue of climate change persists, leaders around the world have been implementing mitigation strategies. One of these strategies is encouraging people to go car-free. What are your thoughts on that, Jamie?
I want to know what the CIC's thoughts would be on that. I'm being humorous, obviously. Car-free is great. It depends on how long you're going to do that. If we had bike lanes here, definitely I'd say, you know what, it'd be good. If you say there is a car-free day, you cannot, under any circumstances, use your car, I think a lot of the bikers and pedestrians would feel safer and they'd probably be more inclined to try it out.
But then imagine you pedaling to work in your suit. I've seen it in the UK, and the guys say cool, but they have cool, nice, cool weather. Because I always know, and normally when I do go to the UK, I go in the ending of September, going into October. And they're always pedaling to work. They leave their cars at home, they catch a train, and then when they get in town, you see them go and put their £1, 1p, and pedal off.
So we could try that here, but for those interesting drivers on the road. I have another story, but I'm not going to share it today.
Yes.
But seriously, yeah.
But we're going to be sweaty by the time we get to work, though.
You see, we make excuses. If we had no choice, and besides, there are a lot of people who actually walk to work daily. I see people all the time who leave from the village and they take that 2-mile trek to the industrial site. Some of them even go further.
But I wonder how they do it and stay. I know, because I sweat a lot, I know that would be a challenge for me. So it's a valid excuse in a sense. I can walk, but I guess I need a fan while I walk.
You get there early and you make sure that you go ahead into the shower. So every business place ought to have a shower to support that.
Wow.
We good on that? Can we get one?
Imagine the bank employees. Everybody walks to work and everybody has to go shower. How long is that going to take before the bank opens at 8?
No, the bank will be fine. Because, listen, if you have to do something, you find that you do it and it becomes a norm. We don't have to.
No, we don't.
We are accustomed to having our vehicles and we use them to go, you know,
From
1
point
mile
A to
away,
B,
2 miles away and so on. And we get there in 3 to 4 minutes and we're fine.
No.
Can't find parking for about half an hour, but we're fine. So that's
Just
what we
pay
do.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the benefits of going car-free?
Cleaner air, I think. Man.
Tell me that at the time when we had the sugar factory and I was in school getting the ash.
Oh, yes, the black
remember
ash.
those days? Because I had the privilege of going to Beach Island for part of my primary school life. And then when we transferred to Bastille Junior High School, it was also in the same zone.
The same zone.
So you never a day.
Even at Bastille High School, we got the black ash. Yeah, it was all around. It was all around.
It's interesting to me because as things change and we start talking about, okay, you know, climate change and all of that, obviously our carbon footprint is not going to be as large as other countries. But there were things that we did here roughly 20 years ago that contributed to these sorts of things. And because we've moved away from them now, we're taking more of an honest look at why things shouldn't be done. But let's face it, a lot of us grew up with the ash and we were used to it.
I remember when Montserrat blew and I woke up and I thought we had snow. I'd be like, but no, this snow isn't like cold snow. This is like, you walk out on your porch and your foot's just deep in it. Like, what? What happened there?
But it is a benefit to reduce air pollution, especially. And also, let's talk about this because you have, you can talk about car-free days, but you also have electric vehicles, which effectively, or hybrid vehicles. Some of them, you know, they reduce the carbon footprint significantly. So it's not necessarily that you need to put your car down. You might need to invest more in something else. Of course, when we start looking at electricity and where we get that electricity from, whether it be fossil fuels or other sources, you're still in a way contributing to.
Yes. There's no way to run from it. It might be a little less, but you still are, Yeah, so as they said, reducing air pollution and helping to address climate change, reducing and avoiding traffic, indeed. Because less cars on the road, as you say, more people are going to feel more comfortable to pedal on their bikes.
Okay, so less vehicular traffic, more pedestrian traffic.
Yeah. This is nice. Hi, hey. Everybody won't be walking to work with their heads in their phones. How about that?
Everybody won't be walking to work. You might be surprised.
Oh, man.
I've seen it, and I seriously think you're putting yourself at risk here because you don't even know who's around you. But hey, keep looking down. It works. Yeah, step out into that car. It works. Awesome. Yeah.
No, it works to get you at Springfield earlier than you should go there.
That's a cemetery.
Yeah, indeed.
Not the Stephen King kind. I just had to say because other people might not know what you mean when you say Springfield. So it's Springfield Cemetery, not Pet Cemetery.
Thank you for the clarification,
All right,
my kind co-host.
Although your pet might end up there if you're not careful. Then even.
Oh, man. Like Barbados have a wheel tax. Do we have a wheel tax here?
Isn't that what we pay? Yeah.
Because the Bajans make the most noise about it, so that's why I never thought that we had it here, because I've never heard anyone of our nationals complaining about the wheel tax.
We're just used to taxes, that's all.
I guess so.
We're just used to paying it. I guess the amounts are not exorbitant. It's just like, well, we have to do it, so we do it. So it is what it is, you know, we take it there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the other thing. So the opportunity to observe and enjoy nature and its surroundings, is that a benefit? Nature and its surroundings. Well, you can't do that when you're driving.
You can.
No.
You can. They have some folks that just enjoy it. Like on the early mornings, I would let my window down to inhale the air. Because I guess I'm outside. I'm a nature person, so I like
enjoying it while you're driving as
and still
slowly
focusing
as
on
I've
the
seen you drive.
Of course.
Cortez is a really slow driver. You get the joke, right? Really slow.
Listen, every morning I come up the road to work or go down the road to work, I'm aware of the grape trees and somebody in them picking them. Or there's someone that's walking, I guess, on their way back home to prepare for work. So I'm aware. I look across at the field. I'm aware.
Oh, okay, this is me driving.
Driving very fast. Slow.
Pedestrians are not my friend. Other vehicles are not my friends.
Oh,
I'm always looking for that pedestrian, that child, that something, that animal that's literally
you have to be aware
from the periphery and just runs
across. Yep.
So I don't have time to enjoy nature and the surroundings because I'm looking for those things that could happen.
Yeah.
So that they don't happen.
I'm still aware that those things can happen, and this is why too I do not drive with music in the car. Sometimes I literally turn it down because I'm like, I just need to be at peace with my mind. So I'm focusing on nature, and I'm waiting, as you said, for the person that might try to run
That's so
across.
great. You know what? It depends on where you're driving because you might not have music in your car, but the moving disco around you will give you enough music, especially in town. All right, so the other benefit is that you get to save on gas.
Indeed. Now with recent gas prices on the rise, we need to save some gas.
And that's the thing. It's always like a trade-off, right? Because you might be saving on gas, but then you have to plan your day a little bit differently because
and earlier.
You're planning your day, and exactly, you're going to be saving on gas, but you're not going to be saving on time so much.
No.
So
shucks me.
Depends.
You want to be greener for the world, but somehow the greenness isn't green enough.
Oh, here's how we can get green. Yeah. How about we take Friday off the work calendar and we just work for 4 days a week.
So then Friday becomes a green day?
Precisely. So everybody doesn't go anywhere on a Friday? How does that work?
That's hard.
Essential services like food delivery?
But then see, there'll still be some emissions. So it's not working. Because if we want to do that, then the food persons have to come on their bicycles. In Antigua, they have this company, Big Banana. The guy would ride around with a bicycle to deliver the food within town, so he doesn't drive.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So what are the alternatives to cars on a car-free day? Wow.
Bikes.
Alternatives to cars on a car-free day. What are they?
Bikes, walking, skating, rollerblading. He was a skater boy. He said, see you later, boy.
Wow. Rollerblading? Yeah. Okay. Listen, there are certain places, I'm serious, the way that we drive in St. Kitts and Nevis, you need a bike lane with railings.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know,
honestly,
I wonder how those folks in New York do it. The bike delivery guys and gals. Oh my gosh, they're braver. They are very brave to be bobbing and weaving. When I see them through the traffic, I be like, how are they doing it? And traffic is so busy.
I don't even want to walk on the road sometimes. I have to decide where I want to go because literally this morning I'm on my way to work and the bus driver in front of me, he's obviously tailing me. So if I stopped, he would have rushed into me.
Yeah, bus
There's
drivers
barely enough space to get in between me and the vehicle that I'm driving behind who's going so slowly. And he just cuts right back into me. So if I weren't prepared for it, I would have rear-ended him because he cut right back in. There's nowhere else for him to go.
Bus drivers, here is a little note for you. The road doesn't belong to you alone. We all have to use it. I'm tired of y'all.
Here's what you do. You take those bus drivers and you say, you can't drive.
And you see, if you take away the license, they're gonna say we're mean.
For one day.
But you have to drive for all of us. It's not you alone on the road. Come on.
It is what it is, Cortensia. I'm used to driving here and I know what to expect. But that being said, obviously they serve a very important role.
Yeah.
So alternatives being, carpooling. Well, they do serve to help reduce the carbon footprint when you think about it, because they transport so many people at once. So it is good. Public transportation. But I would say, here's my caveat. Public transportation, if you care about your life, choose to drive it carefully. Because I once left West Farm and got to Virchow's in under 5 minutes. Suffice it to say, I never took that bus again. All right.
But wouldn't you say he got you there early, but in a rush?
It's good that I wasn't late. And there's a pun.
Yeah.
Because I could have been the late Jamie Morris. There was the pun. All right.
Indeed.
All right, so.
GMSKN Nation, there you have it. Stay tuned. Much more after this. A short break.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Cortensi and I are going to be working together to form chains composed of two-word phrases while betting either 50, 100, or 200 points because we're going to be playing.
I wish I was $1 though.
Chain reaction.
Are we ready to be reacted? No. I don't know.
whatever you say.
That one doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. All right.
No.
Well, I think we'll be better this summer.
Yeah.
Because I was giving clues without betting anything, and I lost all the points the last time, I think. Or I came close to losing the points the last time. So
Okay.
We'll see.
Is it two? This is our second time, right? So 2 is a charm, right? 2 is a charm. We got this. I can't wait for us to pay $1 million pyramid though. Where we, of course, we go for points. No money.
$1 million pyramid.
Is it million or 100,000? You know that game?
$1 million.
Michael Strahan actually. He moderated now.
I think I remember the original pyramid, so that's the thing. I see all these games coming back. It's like, okay, I've seen that before.
The only one that's not back is, oh gosh. You know the guy with the celebrities up in the corner? I don't remember the name right now. It's not coming to me.
Tic-tac-toe, Hollywood Squares? Or whatever that is?
No Hollywood Squares. No. Oh gosh.
All right, no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Once I get
I'm asking, do we have Bollywood Squares or Nollywood Squares? Interesting to find out. Anyway, here we go. Chain reaction. I'll wager 50. I'll take the word under soft. Is it soap? Soap.
No. I will go above thinking. Oh gosh, I'm gonna put $100 because we need to make back some money. I'm gonna say forward thinking.
You might lose it. Okay, you won.
You are not gonna put your trust in a woman?
Is there a safe way to answer that? Given what we learned about the UK, there's no trust in trust right now.
Oh, the shade!
That's what it is.
No. So do I continue?
Do you continue or do I continue? Doesn't
okay,
matter.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're working together.
Wow. All right. I'll wager 100. I'll take the word above forward. Is it straight?
Oh gosh. Okay, I will take the word on the soft. I will go with $100 for shoe. I thank you. Can I do 50 points, not dollars? Yes, I'm too excited. Boot, the word on the shoe, boot. Ooh, but there is a O.
I'll wager, do I want to do 200? I would do 200 because I'm sure I'm right. But I'll do 100 just to be safe. I'll take the word under shoe. Is it box?
Great stuff. So, soft shoe, box. Ooh.
Wow. Well,
It isn't straight. It isn't straight, yeah.
How much are you going to wager?
I'm going to be cheap. 50 points.
50, all right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 50 points?
50 points. Is it box stack?
So did you say stack?
Yeah. Ooh, it's not box stack.
Wow. We're just going to do 50. We're going to have a lot of time trying this out. Wow.
200 for box stem.
I don't.
Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute.
200.
Yeah.
Okay, Cortensi.
Oh, you hear me? 250. I give away all the money. Hold on. Wait. Box. Stem. Box step. Box step.
For
50.
Oh, you did 50 now.
Yeah. I don't want to lose the money. I should have said 200, man. I should have said 200.
I would never have gotten that.
Oh, step?
Step.
I just figured the dance. That's all. That's how my mind worked. Yeah.
I see it.
Yay. Ooh.
So how is it that we're starting with 200 again after we got all that money? Anyway, 50.
They ripped off our pockets.
50. Oh well, I'll take a word above watch. Is it bay? Didn't think so.
50. A word. The word above watch. Big.
All right, let's go. I can't even say 100. This is scary now. Let's go 50. The word above Google. Below Google, rather. Is it scholar? Not feeling so scholarly. Oh, okay. I'll do 50. The word above watch, bird.
Okay. Oh my god.
Wow.
50. The word below Google, select.
And it all comes down to this one. I'll do 50. It's all, I'm just like, what can I say? I'll make it a true daily double. For 100 if I'm correct. Wrong game. Google search.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, let's do 50 below search or 100. You want to do?
50. We can't broke ourselves so fast.
All right. Is it party?
Yeah,
I knew it was
Look at
party.
you. Okay. Well, you age a big. Google search party. Gone or gone? A word below party.
Okay, yes. I'll do 100.
Okay. You seem to have that one.
Is it game?
Google search party game bird watch. We did it.
All right.
We did it.
It's a game bird.
Okay. Oh gosh. Ghost.
50 below ghost. Story.
I hope it's ghost story, boy. You should have gone 100 then.
Huh?
Don't go cheap when you think you know it.
100 below story.
Book.
Board.
This book. 50 below story book. Okay. A letter below book.
How many
50
points?
strange.
I'm gonna give you 100 below bookshelf.
Ah. Bookshelf.
Wow. Okay.
What
this
kind
is
of
where
suit? What kind of suit?
This is where I draw the line. Ghost story, storybook, bookshelf, shelf.
Strong suit. A letter below shelf, strong, or a word below strong, 50.
All right.
100 below shelf, sport. I think it's space. Ah, I see, I should have gone with space.
Alrighty. For a true daily double. We drew 100.
Space suit.
It's going to be spacesuit.
I should have gone with my mind. All Alrighty.
All right.
GMSK Nation, I hope they got as much as we did. But we got all 3 of ours correct.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. See, we work well together. We're all in this together. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart. Hi, if you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what real happen. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Good morning, SKN. Good morning, Caribbean. It's Caribbean Connections time. To our viewers here in St. Kitts and Nevis and those in the diaspora, this is when we at Good Morning SKN connect with our Caribbean neighbors, bringing you topics and guests to keep you informed, educated, entertained, and connected. As we continue our push for Caribbean integration, we are delighted to bring this segment to you today from the Commonwealth of Dominica. So some quick facts about Dominica. It's not the Dominican Republic. It still has indigenous people. It has the world's second largest boiling lake. It has a river for every day of the year. And it is the island where the World Creole Music Festival takes place. Joining us today is Samantha Litton, Festival and Events Manager for the 2022 World Creole Music Festival. Good morning, Samantha. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, guys, and good morning to your listeners. It's amazing to be on with you guys. I mean, coming out of COVID after the 2 years, it is so exciting to be actually hosting the World Creole Music Festival for 2022.
Nice. So tell us a bit about the Creole Music Festival.
Well, it is really a celebration of our Creole music, and it's held annually in the last weekend in October. And what is actually special about this, it is part and parcel of our independence celebration. So this year, Dominica will be celebrating 44 years of independence on the 3rd of November. And our independence activities start from the end of September till the 4th of November. And the World Creole Music Festival was conceptualized to bring that indigenous Creole culture through music alive for not only the Dominican population, but for our regional partners, our regional brothers and sisters, and of course, by extension, the world. And the tourism angle of this also is that the festival and events pillar of tourism growth is very important to us at the Discover Dominica Authority. And this is one way that we can increase visitor arrivals, get persons to be aware of the destination and the festivals that we have to offer as we grow. So it seeks to highlight and promote various forms of our Creole music. We have Kadas, we have Kadas Lipso, we have Zouk, we have Suku, we have Buyo, we have Kompa, we have Soca, we have Calypso. And I mean, it is just, and we have Afro beats. And this is just bridging all the gaps internationally, bringing peoples of different races, different cultures together in one culturally vibrant destination, Dominica.
Indeed, it is a culturally vibrant one.
I imagine that planning such an event definitely takes time. It takes expertise, a lot of coordination. I heard you mention the Discover Dominica Authority as well, because it tends to improve the tourism product, I would imagine. How are these events organized, and who are some of the persons that are involved in the organization that help you out?
Okay, so first of all, we at the Dominica Festivals Committee is part of the Discover Dominica Authority. So we are the events arm of the Discover Dominica Authority. So we conceptualize, we bring it out to, for example, of course, we're talking WCMF, so I'll take the WCMF angle. We bring out our ideas, everything to our board of directors. We have discussions early on. So right now, from November, we're going to start talking about the WCMF for next year, looking at the band selection committee, getting people together. And of course, it is a team effort. Without the immense team, there's no way we can put on an event of this magnitude. Of course, it takes a very large amount of hours working hard, dedicated personnel working, volunteers working, our stage sound and light, our security teams, everyone working together to ensure that the event is put forward in the standard that we ensure we have become known for in Dominica. So it is a massive feat. Looking at the whole aspect of the destination, I think Dominicans, not only in Dominica, but our Dominicans abroad have taken ownership of the World Creole Music Festival. And that actually helps in our marketing of the event also. So persons will be pushing out, coming home to Dominica. This is a very special time for us, having a number of returning Dominicans and their friends coming onto our shores. So it is a matter of ownership. It is a matter of love of country and putting Dominica first as we push and we work towards this event.
So, Samantha, why the World Creole Music Festival and not the Dominica Music Festival?
Because like I said, it is a celebration of our Creole culture. So it's a Dominica World Creole Music Festival. And like I said, that brings different genres, top musicians within that sphere of Creole. So I mentioned Kadas, Lipso, Zouk, Sukus, Buyo, Kompas, Soca, Calypso, a number of genres that sort of make that melting pot that is Creole very, very significant to us in Dominica, because we ensure that the Creole culture is kept alive through our cuisine, through our dance, through our dress. And of course, the music is just as important, because music bridges a lot of gaps internationally. And I think that is an easy way. You may not understand the language all the time, but it brings that sense of togetherness, that sense of unity, that sense of reuniting here in Dominica. So that is one of the major factors. And we're looking to ensure that our music is sustained, especially for the younger generation. So when you have the World Creole Music Festival, we have the forecourt activities with the Festival Village, where we have a smaller stage. We have another show going on within the World Creole Music Festival. And this highlights our upcoming musicians in Dominica in different genres, and that gives them the opportunity to be on that stage. It gives them the opportunity for producers, for other technicians, other musicians to hear and listen to their music while being part of that magnificent festival. They are now able to network even better. So it is an opportunity also for growth of our music in Dominica and, of course, the Caribbean.
Have there been any changes made to the festival over the years by way of improvements? If so, what can you tell us?
Oh, definitely. So I will say, for one, the venue, we have been working feverishly with the police department and our security to ensure this really cornered off safe zone location. So as soon as you enter there, you have you enter the streets leading to the World Creole Music Festival venue. You are in this safe zone, sort of like a bubble. And then, of course, we have introduced the VVIP, that's the village VIP and the party VIP. This is a very big special type of experience for the World Creole Music Festival. And this year we are pushing our coastal villages. As you know, Dominica is known for water. We're known for our fish, our seafood, and our coastal villages are significant in that aspect. It's actually a very cultural thing about Dominica. A lot of our villages are on the coastline because we are fishing communities, etc. So they're bringing to life coastal villages experience this year for the World Creole Music Festival. You have your food, your premium drinks, your amphitheater where persons can sit and watch the show at their leisure. They have front stage access to the event. So it is actually an entire village being brought to life in the Windsor Park Sports Stadium this year. And I mentioned again I want to mention again the forecourt or the festival village where persons can enjoy our local cuisine. I mean, where else can you get your crab and your agouti, your manico, all the delicious foods that are really known to be found here in Dominica. And of course, the drinks, the cocktails, and the activities happening in the forecourt. So these are a lot of improvements that we've been doing over the years. And of course, we continue to add value to the World Creole Music Festival every year.
You spoke about the crab, and all I can think about are those tasty crab backs. Oh, take me back to Dominica. Oh,
you need to come.
word.
I mean, and I was telling you guys earlier, there's an activity happening right outside our office today called
Yes.
Creole in the Streets, where they're
nice.
bringing to the public food, drink, music, arts and craft. And this is a big thing, because we even at the World Creole Music Festival, we're trying to get persons to come and have like a one-stop shop. So when I come, I can actually purchase my local Dominican Kalinago craft, my local baskets, my local soaps, my herbal teas, everything local at the World Creole Music Festival and at the events happening throughout the independence celebrations.
Well, a little bit of good news. We're joined finally by Kimberly King, the Destination Marketing Manager.
Yes.
Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Morning.
Hi, great. Good morning. Thanks so much for your patience. I guess audio and everything decided to act up with all the festivities that's happening literally right outside our door. Sorry
I
about
thought that you went out to enjoy it.
You're telling my secrets.
Well, you just did. You just confessed on live television. It's all part of festivities. All right. So let's talk about your role in this festival as Destination Marketing Manager. What can you tell us about your contributions to this festival and what it means for Dominica?
It means the Dominica's World Creole Music Festival is of significance in terms of importance to all of Dominica, locally, the diaspora abroad. In terms of the contribution from a destination marketing standpoint, we have seen over the years, based on the research, that this festival, in terms of being a revenue generator, being well as a pull factor for tourists and diaspora and persons within the region to come into Dominica, it is of significant importance. So in terms of our role is really making sure that we work alongside Samantha and her team in festivals and really try our best in terms of communicating those key messages for the festival. This year's theme is Reunite, because we know after the 2-year hiatus, persons who would have who would have enjoyed the festival are really looking forward to come back to the festival grounds and really reunite with their friends, their family, or even for the newbies, it's a place, it's a meeting ground. Yes.
Okay, so I want to speak about travel, because we know everybody is excited, they're anticipating their participation in this year's festival. COVID affected the World Creole Music Festival for about 2 years, but regional travel is affected as well. As we know with LIAT, that was the primary regional carrier, and the reduction in international transport to the region. How has this impacted this year's festival, or has it? And what are some ways that you have addressed this or will address this in the future?
That's a great question. I will say that it has forced us to be really on it, be a little more creative, be a lot more solutions oriented. Persons don't know, but allow me the opportunity to say that from Miami, there is a direct flight into Dominica. So there's a daily flight. Literally, when we announced the artist roundup, flights were literally flying off the table. So in order to address that, what we did, we went out and we had already a concierge service, but we were now tasked with making sure that persons who are not familiar with Dominica were able to have a point of contact with someone in Dominica asking about, how can I get here? Where can I stay? Where's the availability? So we actually set up that concierge service. As I said, they were already existing and working alongside Booking Dominica. That's the booking engine for Dominica in terms of the properties being on sale online on our website. That's www.discoverdominica.com. Persons could have gone there, chat with the bot or WhatsApp anyone from the concierge service, and they were able to assist. So getting the information from concierge, we realized that, okay, there are specific areas that persons are asking for additional flights, or in some cases, even a ferry. And what we have done is address that over the last 10 days or so. And we were able to add flights from St. Kitts into Antigua, into Dominica, and also via Caribbean Airlines from Miami and also from Kingston into Port of Spain, Trinidad, and from Port of Spain, Trinidad into Dominica, as well as Barbados via Caribbean Airlines into Dominica. And those dates are really, if persons are still checking, those dates were listed as the 26th and the 27th in terms of departure. So we have added capacity, but we're also seeing a trend as well now in terms of how persons are booking. Persons want to book longer. I'm not sure if Samantha would have already said it, but in terms of all the fringe events, it's independence. So what you find that persons might actually start coming from today because there's so many activities happening on island and probably not leaving until the end of the 5th or the 7th. So what we've gone ahead and done is ask persons again, okay, are you coming for an extended stay? Would you probably decide, you know what, I want to remotely work while I'm in Dominica, I can possibly do that. So looking at adding even more capacity, we have gone out to our various publics or persons who potentially want to attend and saying, hey, let us know if this is you, because we're looking at a second phase of added capacity. So that's where we're at right now. Obviously, it's based on availability, because I know, especially, for example, that flight from Port of Spain into Dominica from Miami, I know a lot of persons were actually waiting on that. And there were just a few seats left when I would have reached out. That would have been to the start of this week. So it's all subject to availability, but we did add capacity and we're looking at that again.
All right, very quickly, ladies, because I know that you were pressed for time. And so we really do appreciate your time with us this morning. Can you tell our viewers about the lineup for this year's festival?
This year's lineup?
For sure. I mean, we really wanted to touch everything. We wanted to come back big, and I think we are doing just that. We wanted to really ensure our patrons enjoy the festivities this year. So, of course, we decided to put on the star-studded lineup with about 23 acts. On Friday, you're going to have the hot girls, Shensia herself. We are having Kes the band out of Trinidad. I can't wait for Kes. I love my Kes. Of course, we are having Sizzler out of Jamaica. We're having Cadillac and Benjin out of Haiti. And of course, from Dominica, we having the First Serenade Band, and we having Kalin XP, the Bouillon Queen. And of course, everybody knows TK, Triple K International will be in the house for Friday, October 28th. On Saturday, of course, we are having Ecstasy Band, which giving you that kind of Kadas style of music out of Dominica. We are having Dexter Daps out of Jamaica. We have in Joycelyn Borad out of from Kassav fame. Everybody loves Joycelyn, so we're looking forward to that Kassav vibe, that Zouk vibe on Saturday. Of course, with us we're having Colton T, who is a very up and coming reggae artist out of Dominica and has been doing some really good things with the Jamaican population. We also have the original WCK, the WCK band back together on stage with us at the WCMF 2022. Of course, we have Omalay out of Afro, some of our Afro beats. We have Issa Banton, the Bouillon boss, the Wet Fed King, the Mr. Pampalam, everything coming on stage with us. And the giants, we have Burna Boy out of Africa, the Grammy Award winning Afrobeat sensation on stage with us on Saturday night. So this is really, like I said, it's already packed already, and we still have Sunday to go, where we're bringing on Shiri Lakai out of Guadeloupe, giving us that real Creole vibe. We have the Signal Band coming on board, very young Bouillon band making waves within the region. And of course, we're also having Rio OK Boom, who is making some very big waves, especially in the French West Indies, a Bouillon artist. We have Admiral T coming to our shores this year. We have Impossible, another Haitian band. Okay. We have the legendary Midnight Groovers, and of course we have Christopher Martin, the ladies' man, coming on stage on Sunday. And to close it off, we will be having Patrice Roberts out of Trinidad, giving us that soca vibe. So I mean, there's nothing I can say but to come to Dominica. For those of you who have not yet booked your flight, it is an amazing lineup. And I think the unique thing about the World Creole Music Festival is when you come to the show on Friday, you leave until Saturday morning. You know, it doesn't get any better than that. You go to the market, you have some coconut water, you have some local Creole food, you take a little couple hours rest, and you're back in the stadium again for Saturday night. And of course, Saturday night leads into Sunday. So you leave the park again at about 8-9 o'clock Sunday morning. Okay. You know, and take a rest, enjoy some of the festivities. There are events happening throughout, and then you come back in the park for Sunday, and so at the end of it all, you cannot leave on the Monday. I don't advise leaving on the Monday. I advise having the Monday or the Tuesday to go to a waterfall, go to the hot springs, sort of kind of rejuvenate,
yeah.
revive,
Indeed.
and then get back to your countries and get back to work. And you can say, besides just the fetting, you had an experience.
Yes.
So I think that sums it up. We in the office, Kimberly, myself, our teams are getting our energy levels up, making sure we take our vitamins, having our sponsored drinks, our rude boys having to drink, because it's non-stop sleep for us, actually.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We appreciate your time. We know that you have a lot of work to do. It sounds very engaging and very exciting.
Yes.
And we really know that you want to go out on the street right now and participate in that festival. That's the truth of the matter. So we thank you both
Thank
for
you,
joining us for this
ladies.
edition and speaking about the World Creole Music Festival 2022. Thank you.
And have a blast and congratulations when your independence come. You mentioned 44 years earlier.
Thank you, guys. It's our pleasure to be on with you. And of course, we encourage persons, like I said, to come now. We have activities happening from now. So it is something that we really encourage persons to spend a vacation of independence, of Creole, of cuisine within Dominica.
Okay.
Thanks so much for your time. Yes, please definitely come to the World Creole Music Festival in Dominica. Looking forward to seeing you all. If you all are not yet booked, next year for sure.
Next year for sure. Next year for sure, indeed. Thanks again, ladies. Have a great day, and congrats on everything that's happening in Dominica.
Thanks so much. Take care.
You're welcome. GMSKN Nation, stay tuned. Much more after this break.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Caribbean Connections continues, and we now take you to Trinidad and Tobago, our second Caribbean Connections guest for today, wears several hats: development specialist, social entrepreneur, human rights advocate, and activist. All these and more describe the person of Miss Terry Ince. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning to you both, and thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be a part of this conversation. Thank you so much.
It is our pleasure.
Our pleasure indeed.
All right, so we understand that you worked in the private and public sectors for about 26 years before shifting to nonprofit organizational work. Can you tell us about some of the positions that you held and what motivated you to make that shift?
That's a great question, and thank you for asking it, because I don't really get the opportunity to speak of my past work. I worked at a Fortune 500 company, a technology company, for, like, as you said, 26 years in several aspects of the company. So I was able to build upon my own individual development throughout the 26 years. I started as an account administrator, then became a systems engineer, and went on to being a client manager and project manager, where I managed different size companies along the way, including my last my last territory included NASA, the NASA facilities in Northern California, in Texas, and also some other organizations. Mobile Oil, for instance, was one of my companies at one point. So I've had a varied, diverse experience within the technology industry, and brought that to civil society. One of the things that I always appreciated while working in the corporate sector was the encouragement of employees to contribute to communities. And so I always had that opportunity, always took that opportunity, and was able to then develop skills that I believe are transferable into the civil society sector today.
Lovely. Congratulations once again on that. So you are the founder of the CDAW Committee of Trinidad and Tobago. I would say CCOT. What was the impetus for this committee?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
You were, or you are, not were, you are the founder of the CDAW Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, CCOT. What was the impetus for this committee?
So that's another very good question. So the impetus for CCOT development really came out of a project I did in Trinidad, like a two and a half year project where I managed an initiative that was brought forth to a national initiative which focused on women's development. It was called in the political structure, in the political sector. So women's leadership in politics is what it was called. During that time, I had the opportunity to, I was asked actually at the end of that project to oversee and coordinate the response to the CDAW review that the country was coming up for. As you may or may not know, I'm not sure how much you know about CDAW, but CDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, and it is one of the most signed and ratified conventions by states. And as part of this, as a ratification, the states are now responsible for reporting every 4 years as to the improvements and developments in terms of addressing issues of women's issues. So how are women women and girls, how are they developing as it pertains to education, as it pertains to women in rural communities, as it pertains to sexual and reproductive health and rights. I mean, there are 16 substantive articles throughout as part of the convention that focuses on the development of women and girls. And so any state, any country that has ratified this convention is obligated now to report on the developments and the improvement that has been made over the time. So during this, in 2016, this Trinidad and Tobago was up for review, and I was invited to coordinate the response from a civil society perspective, while the state is responsible for submitting their report on their improvements. The civil society also they also have the opportunity to submit a report of their own, which oftentimes, sometimes it reflects what the state says, and oftentimes it expands on what the state has reported, and sometimes it highlights things that the state did not report. So that was my opportunity to work with other organizations, other civil society organizations, to create this report, to submit the report. And upon submission, I was then invited to participate in the lobbying of the CEDAW committee in Geneva. Coming out of that entire process, and even as I was doing my research in preparation for the report, it occurred to me that this action should not end with just a written report, that there should be something more sustainable that will follow this action going forward. And that was the borning or the birth of the CEDAW committee as we know it. We began as a community, of practice, and then we were formally incorporated as a civil society organization or a non-governmental organization in 2018. And our responsibility, as we see it, is to hold all stakeholders accountable for the sustainable implementation of not only the mandates of the convention, but the recommendations that come out of the reviews. So when upon review, if some recommendations are made by the committee in Geneva to the state, we then work with all stakeholders, including the state and other civil society organizations and ourselves, to ensure that those recommendations are implemented in a sustainable way, but within the country context.
All right, and focusing on human rights, which I would like to do at this moment, remains somewhat of an anomaly for us, an issue for us here in the Caribbean. Unfortunately,
I'm having a little difficulty hearing you.
I will go again. All right. So the term human rights, is that better? The term human rights remains an anomaly and an issue for us in the Caribbean. We hear of it on special days only, it seems. How have you been able to advocate for human rights?
I only heard human rights at the end. Can you repeat the entire question again, please?
Okay. The term human rights remains an anomaly and an issue for us in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we usually hear of human rights on special days. How have you been able to advocate for this?
That's a great question. And I think you're right in a sense that it remains an anomaly, but I think that is changing. And I think we have COVID-19 to thank for that, because during the pandemic, even though we're not past the pandemic, but during the height of the pandemic, we have had to recognize that there are ways in which we treat each other as human beings that we ought not to be doing, and that was really highlighted. So human rights is something that is fundamental to our work within CKOT, and so we advocate for the human rights of all people. But what we say emphatically is that women's rights are human rights. And once that is understood, the rest should be more palatable. When we advocate for the right of a woman to have access to her health care, which and that she should have her own agency in determining what healthcare what aspects of healthcare she would want to use in sexual reproductive health. That is her right. That is her human right. It is not a gift that the government is giving to the woman. It is the right that she is demanding. And so our advocacy is always around the human rights of all people, but specifically women and girls.
Ms. Entz, we thank you for taking the time to speak to us today. It was truly our pleasure. And I'm certain this won't be our last conversation because we've barely scratched the surface with your work.
I thank you for the opportunity. And again, it has been a bit of a struggle. I know that getting us together this morning, I think you might know, I literally just flew in to Cambridge from Trinidad. I'm going to be a part of a panel discussion on Monday, specifically discussing the importance of developing women and girls in the area of STEM. And this is a forum that's being hosted by the Schlumberger Foundation. They are very focused on ensuring women and girls have that access to STEM and STEM STEM programs. I'm sorry, I'm blanking there for a second. STEM programs, so that they then could not only develop themselves as individuals, but take that learning back to their respective countries and increase the development in STEM and encourage young women and girls to view STEM disciplines as something that they would be interested in. And so it's seeing yourself in these places where others may not have seen you in the past. And that's the program that Schlumberger has been at the forefront of supporting since 2004, I believe. And so every year, I believe they have these forums where they bring all of their fellows together to kind of do a checkpoint, check in on how are they doing, to hear from past participants and to address current participants. And I have been very fortunate to be invited to be a part of a panel discussion on Monday, that addresses women and the importance of developing women, and actually in the context of the Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which speaks to gender equality. So I thank you again for the opportunity to have this opportunity to speak with you. I want to specifically thank Ambassador Brazil for recommending me to have this conversation with you. And I look forward to having more conversations with you in the future. And I wish you continued success with Studio 327.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was our pleasure.
You're more than welcome. Take good care.
You too. GMSK Nation, stay tuned. Much more after this short break.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time for Sports Corner. Today we have the honor of welcoming back Ezekiel Zeke Percival, who is joined by Silo Joseph and Sylvester Joseph out of Antigua. They're here this morning to share the details of the upcoming Z Cup golf tournament. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome
Good morning.
to Good Morning SKN.
And thanks for having us.
Our pleasure indeed. So I'll start with Zeke. What is the Z Cup golf tournament and how long has it been going?
Well, the Z Cup Golf Tournament started back in 2015. It was an idea of mine that I run through Antigua. And 3 months later, we grabbed it and we run with it, and we're into our 6th year.
Okay.
It's a 5-series tournament between St. Kitts and Antigua. We did 5 years already, then the COVID came in.
Yes.
So we're now starting a new 5-match series.
Okay, good stuff.
All right, does the Z stand for Zeke?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
Very good.
that's exactly what I thought.
But I must say though, I had a different name for it.
Okay.
And then when we started it, I had a different name, a more friendly name. And then the Antiguans decide, no, they will name it Zikup. So
Zikup, okay.
it was named by the Antiguans.
Nice, nice.
All right, great. So who are the participating teams in this year's tournament?
St. Kitts and Antigua.
St. Kitts and Antigua.
But we also invite some friends. So we have some friends out of Anguilla who is joining us.
Okay. You guys eager for the competition?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard you. You were like, yes. Let's talk about it. How ready are you? Sayola?
I'm very ready. I'm ready to win this tournament for Antigua and Barbuda.
I love the attitude.
Nice. Zeke, St. Kitts in trouble, boy.
Yeah.
So you said it's St. Kitts and Antigua, and you have some folks from Anguilla, right?
Yeah, so we have 8 folks from Anguilla, sorry. So 4 will play on the St. Kitts team, and 4 will play on the Antigua team.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about the winners. Who won the tournament last time?
St. Kitts won the first 5-match series.
Okay, good.
So we are basically the defending series champion.
How ready are you guys to contest St. Kitts' victory?
Well, actually, this is our first time, both myself and my son, and it's being competitive. I play competitively in terms of cricket, but now we transfer into a different sport, so the competitive nature is still there. So I'm hopefully that we can bring home the cup this time, because from my understanding is that we never won here in St. Kitts, and St. Kitts never won in Antigua. So we have to try and break that cycle.
Okay.
So we're looking forward for the competition.
Okay, that's interesting. How long have you been playing? So.
I've been playing very well.
How long? How long?
Oh, how long?
Yeah.
I've been playing for 2 years.
Nice. Well, he's
you
eager.
can teach me a thing or two, because I don't know the first thing.
I must chip in here that I'm very impressed with Antigua, with the juniors. They have a beautiful junior program, and there's 16 of them down here to take part in this tournament.
Oh, nice. They brought a big team.
Yeah.
Great.
Sylvester, you mentioned cricket. How different is cricket to golf?
Yeah, it's very different in terms of mentally. You have to make sure you concentrate. In cricket, you have to concentrate a lot, but you have, I think you have more freedom in cricket. The concentration spur is a bit longer in cricket, but this time around, when you play golf, you have to make sure you always concentrating on every shot, and even if you make a bad shot, you have to still get back your composure and stay focused, because you don't want to continue making bad shots. And we as amateurs, that's what we do. We get frustrated. So it's a humbling sport. It's totally different than cricket. I enjoy it, but it's very, how we call it? it's very frustrating at times. But you just have to go back.
So I see you laughing. Is that true? Has it been frustrating at times?
Very, very frustrating at times.
How do you cope with that? I know you get tips from your dad, your coaches.
I just let go of the anger at once.
Anger management too, built into golf. Boy, all the more reason to take part in this. I love it. So are there any prizes to be won?
Pardon?
Prizes to be won, are there any?
No, it's just grudge match.
Oh, wow.
It's just a grudge match. You know, who weighs the trophy at the end of it.
Okay.
You know, but we have a lot of fun among the tournament with each other.
I can see that. Honestly, I can see that. So I think you're going to have the most fun at that tournament. What do you say?
Yes, I will have the most fun.
Actually, this is his first time traveling and playing in a tournament. So he's only 12 years old, so it's a good experience for him.
Yeah, very good experience indeed. Great.
Nice. So, Zeke, before we end this interview, remind our viewers of the details of the Z Cup Golf Tournament.
The Z Cup Golf Tournament will be starting today. Actually, it's a practice session where we welcome our friends, fellow golfers from Antigua. The Z Cup started in 2015. The first series ended in 2019. It's a tournament between St. Kitts and Antigua and friends. We play the Ryder Cup style. So Antigua is here. The tournament days are Saturday and Sunday, where we play. On the Saturday, we play two versus two, and then on Sunday we play single matches, just like the Ryder Cup. Anybody follow golf understand the Ryder Cup? It's the same similar format. And while they're here, we make sure that they eat well and hopefully that they drink well. So so one of the big things for me is St. Kitts winning.
Yes.
And I go to Antigua. Like Antigua is my second home. So when I go to Antigua and I show up at a golf club, I said to them, "Hey, the champ is here."
Ooh,
so they have to simmer down. So hopefully the same thing happens. But the tournament is a fantastic tournament. It's the most talked about tournament around this part of the Caribbean. Nice. We all enjoyed it. St. Lucia is trying to come on board also. So our intention is to expand it.
Okay.
To expand it. We have a lot of good people around it who support it, like Sir Vivian Richards, Sylvester Joseph here, who is a former West Indies player. And we have Sir Vivian Richards and all the good people. So we're trying to build it in a positive way. So next year, we will play the next leg in Antigua, and hopefully we will get St. Lucia and Anguilla into it fully.
Okay. How did your match in St. Lucia won? How was that?
We didn't win.
Okay.
Actually, Antigua won the East Caribbean Championship.
Congrats. He's ready. Sylvester's ready over there.
So that's why we have to make sure we defeat them here.
Okay.
Well, I just want to know, Sayolo, who's going to win?
Antigua and Barbuda.
He said it. Right. Him and his dad are on the same page.
Yeah.
Well, since you're the guest, you get the final word. We heard that Antigua is going to win. We're going to find out, though. So good luck and have a whole lot of fun.
Yes, and thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure meeting you guys. Of course, and seeing you again.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, well, this is where we end the show for today, but we want to thank all of you for joining us, all of our guests as well. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and on Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Like, subscribe, follow, share, check us out online at www.studio327inc.com. And there it is, all the information that you need, the places where you can find us. And of course, you could use the hashtag GMSKN as well.
And tune in there daily, where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Get your family and friends to watch as well. You gotta tell them to watch. Check out our YouTube and Facebook review and share our content. Also, check us out at, I won't be able to see that, or scan your QR code to find out more about Good Morning SKN and Studio 327. So follow us to see who St. Kitts and Nevis Connection and Caribbean Connections will be each week. Join us in saying Good Morning SKN and Good Morning Caribbean. Once again, leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And we will see you on Monday at 8 a.m. when I compel you to always start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Be safe, have a great weekend, and as usual, thanks for watching. Have a great one.